Glenn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back into the little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. It's all set in stone. The Lakers got the win in overtime last night, beating the T-Wolves in a game that the T-Wolves should have never lost, but Ant-Man was straight up trash. Mike Conley played a very, very good game. I was worried Mike was going to kind of screw us out of the opportunity to play the Lakers and send them home, but it's going to be Lakers, it's going to be Grizzlies, and it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to talk a whole lot of basketball today as we got the play-in games continuing. Day number 2. We got 2 more games. These are the 9-10 matchups. So the losers from yesterday. The losers. And, of course, if you didn't know, the Hawks dropped the Heat 116-105. Trae Young moving on. It's kind of interesting. Did you know yesterday, were they trying to motivate Trae Young? Because it was yesterday that they were reporting that Atlanta is opening themselves up to all possibilities, all trade talks, even Trae Young. And that was specifically put out there. Do you think they motivated the Hawks to try to get this run going, or is it just interesting timing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they motivated him or not, but it seems like all the reporting done after that initial report from Atlanta-based beat writers said that they called him into the office, so there was no credence to this, or the front office, that is, no credence to the reports. So I'm not sure what the sourcing is on that.
Hey, it could have just been a simple, hey, let's drop it and then just deny everything because we're going to motivate our team to go into Miami and get a big dub.
It's as plausible as any hypothesis I can come up with, I suppose.
Man, thank you. And by the way, that was very kind of you.
But I don't have a better idea. That seems as good as idea as any.
I actually, because you told me to take the Hawks yesterday, I was going to take the Hawks. But when I heard that report, I said, oh, man, nobody takes us quite like Trae Young does. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young's going to take that junt. He's going to run with it. A couple more hairs off his head are going to fall out, and he's going to ball out.
He's got plugs. He's not losing any
Dude,
more
but
hair.
still the hair's going to fall out, and, man, Trae Young's going to ball out.
And then we'll get more plugs.
It'll get more plugs.
That's right. One after another.
Dude, he should be the spokesman for Bosley's or
I think Bosley is what like the working class man does to get hair replacement. You know what I mean? I feel like Trae Young, I know there's a doctor, I think in like Spain or something like that, or Portugal maybe, that like Ronaldo and Tom Brady go to get their hair done or whatever.
Damn.
So I feel like rich people have like doctors in other parts of the world. They don't use Bosley.
Really?
I think Bosley's the working man's hair replacement surgery.
But you could probably make a lot of money off a spokesman, like showing the really good cloth from this other surgeon, and you pretend to use Bosley.
You'd have to be comfortable enough
to lie to the public,
or to say, to lie, yeah. But you'd have to be comfortable enough to admit that you're getting hair plugs. And in my experience, people that get hair plugs don't like people to know they got hair plugs. You know what I mean?
I bet you would get hair plugs if you were paid to do it.
Yeah.
So you would be a great spokesperson because you don't even
mind.
Yeah,
but nobody knows who I'm not. Nobody knows who or cares who I am.
Please, solid C-list celebrity in the Mid-South.
How many letters in the alphabet? I'm like, you know how like when you're like listing things out using letters, and after you get past Z, you go to like A B B. I'm like a XX celebrity, not triple X celebrity. That's a porn star. But like you go down the list there, I'm like the bottom of the second list of letters.
I like it.
I don't even think I'm a celebrity. I have like 100 followers on Twitter. Is that a
Bro, hey, once you get triple digits, you know what they say, man. Like,
is that right?
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Interesting.
But last night in the Atlanta-Miami game, I do have to ask you this. It looked like Miami was just trying to get the ball and go after whoever Trae Young was guarding. You think that would have been effective, but they started off the game absolutely cold as ice, I thought.
Yeah, Miami's had offensive woes all year, especially shooting the three, which last night was
Dude,
crazy.
I will say one thing about Trae Young. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Man, my man couldn't score at all from the three-point line last night.
And very rarely have you seen
Miami. But
Miami.
he got to the free throw line.
Very rarely have you seen Miami outscore their opponent from three and still lose the game all year. Like, that's been the thing that's been giving them the most trouble.
Tyler Hero did score 26 points, but it took him 23 field goal attempts, and he was 2 for 9 from downtown.
And DeJounte finished 6 of 7 from the field. Like, he started out 5 of 6. He started out 2 of 10. Finished 5 of 6. Unbelievable finish from him. He was making the wildest shots I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. This is 2 straight. It's only one game, but this is 2 straight playoffs in a row where I'm finding myself questioning Eric Spoelstra, naming what are we doing with Bam? And it could be, you could blame Bam. I don't know if it's Bam's fault or not, but they're just not putting him in position to get the ball on the block. They're like having him probe the perimeter and be like a facilitator of sorts and like hand off and set screens, not even in like the pinch post or the elbow.
No, you don't give Capella, Collins, anybody like
could be that. That's what I'm saying. It's one game this
I'm
year.
I'm asking you though.
But last year he behaved the same way. And I thought that was a big. Now he hasn't done it all year. I thought the situation had corrected itself. It could be a one-game matchup. He
was on the court more than I think he was on the court more than anybody.
He's on the court a ton. He's played damn near the whole game. They didn't even play Omer Yurtseven. He was literally the center. They played the entire game last night. Not literally, because that would mean he didn't come out, because he did come out a couple of times. But and then Oniyefu, I never pronounced the dude's name. The backup center for the Hawks, Oniyefu. Let me look at his name. Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka Okongwu came in, and he's only 6'9", but he was super physical with Bam as well, pushing him out of the paint. Very few post-up opportunities for Bam. I just want to see him do more of that. I don't know if that's a Spoelstra deal. I don't know if that's his own deal. Whatever the case might be, we got to get that guy the ball more. He's way too good to not get the ball more down there.
What do you think about Sadiq Bey?
Unbelievable. He was great last year. He was arguably the best player on the Pistons last year. A great defender. His minutes, I wrote that down in my notes, his minutes last night were unbelievable.
He was strong.
He was great. And not just scoring the ball. Like, it's not like we're just looking at who scored the most off the bench. He was strong, cutting, passing, making extra passes, great on defense. He was unbelievable. The Hawks bench does not get nearly enough credit. I don't think they have a chance against the Celtics because the Celtics are too good. But you move the Hawks to the West, and they're playing the 2 seed or even playing the 1 seed Nuggets, Hawks would be a problem in the Western Conference as a 7 or 8 seed.
The 2 seeds, don't say that about it. That's the Grizzlies, buddy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Grizzlies, it's not a slight to say they're worse without Steven Adams, though.
They are worse without Steven Adams.
Yeah,
but like, I don't think
we're not insulting them by saying that.
They're going to handle the Lakers, though. Dude, that
what
team
what does handle mean?
That means get through the series.
Okay, so like they could win in 7.
It could be 7, but I don't think it'll be 7. I think they win in 6.
Maybe.
Dude, come on, man. Austin Reeves, please. Please.
Why? Because he's white?
No, because he's Austin Reeves.
What does that mean?
And like he can't be the third fiddle on a team that's going to get through the Grizzlies.
Well, you got to think that D'Angelo Russell is due after the game he had last night.
Man, tell him to shoot some more, please. I want to see. What did he have? 3 points or something last night? Dude was straight trash. And they still won the game. They shouldn't have, and that's also because Ant-Man was awful.
D'Angelo Russell didn't score well. But see,
how many did D'Angelo score last night?
I want to push back to he only scored 2, but
2 points. I gave him an extra point,
but he had 9 assists, I think. So he was really facilitating well. He played a really good game outside of scoring the basketball. I thought D'Angelo Russell was good, and then Dennis Schroeder. That's one thing about those two guys is they have 2. I think.
Schroeder hitting that shot from the corner was big
time, and he played in the overtime period too. So they have 2 starting point guard caliber players, and I think the Lakers are super versatile with how they play too. Whether they want to play Anthony Davis getting super physical, and I tell you what, without Steven Adams, I have no retort for saying, well, Anthony Davis isn't going to be a problem because he's not going to be on the –
He's going to be a huge
He's
problem.
not going to be on
Everybody knows that he's going to be a huge problem. It's just he's going to miss at least a game.
Yeah, there you go. See,
So
I
at
have no
least we
retort
get
for
one
that.
game
I have no retort
that
for
he's
that.
not going to be able to play.
But in overtime when LeBron threw him that lob and he caught it and
then
went
just
up
went
through
yeah,
Karl
that was
Anthony
nasty.
Towns.
That was nasty.
That should give you huge concern that if he's playing like that and making those kinds of shots, there is nobody
Dude,
on
they
the
had to
Grizzlies
go
that
to
can match up with
overtime
that.
at home, and they had to come back and have a unbelievable defensive I mean, their fourth quarter, they held the sorry Timberwolves to 12 bleeping points. The T-Wolves had no business losing that game. After 3 quarters, that thing should have been locked up. But they didn't have Rudy. They didn't have Jaden McDaniels and Ant-Man.
Nas Reed. Don't forget
Nas Reed. And then Ant-Man was straight up doo-doo.
Well, I've heard that a lot this morning too, but I don't think we're giving Jared Vanderbilt enough credit. He's a 6'7", 6'8", 4 man.
Ant-Man's supposed to be a superstar. A superstar. You
Jared
cannot.
Vanderbilt's one of the best defenders in the league, though.
Okay, so we watched Dylan Brooks cover great guys and shut them down in some aspect, but they still score and get off a little bit. I mean, I'm sorry. Ant-Man, 43 minutes, 17 shots, 9 points, and 3 of them came from the free throw line? In a game that they lost in overtime?
I mean, he didn't have a good game. That's totally fair. He didn't have a good game. He did, but I'm not going to sit here and say he's trash.
0 for 9 from 3 points in a play-in game in the postseason. When you go as small as he did on the biggest stage of the year, that just says a little bit of something. I'm sorry.
But what if I point to all the games against the Grizzlies in those series last year where he went for like 30 or something
he did
like
great.
that?
Yeah. I'm just saying, this year he let down his organization just like Rudy Gobert did, just like Jaden McDaniels did, just like their front office did by going soft. What I'm saying is Minnesota screwed themselves. Like Ant-Man did not do it. Karl Anthony Towns and Ant-Man had problems at the beginning of the year because Big Cat's an a-hole. I'm just saying, this is a team, they gave up all those picks for Rudy. I guess I'm jumping on Ant-Man just to highlight the absolute pathetic way. Like, this should have been a good season for Minnesota.
They made great additions, though. Mike Conley and
Mike Conley played great yesterday,
also
by the way.
The additions of Mike
Did
Conley.
you see him hit 6 damn threes last night?
The additions of Mike Conley.
And they still lost because Ant-Man couldn't make a shot.
Well, I think it might be. He didn't play well. But
if Jaden McDaniels was there last night covering LeBron a little bit, maybe LeBron doesn't go off and drop 30 on their face.
Maybe so. It very well could be.
I'm just saying, like, Minnesota shouldn't have lost that. And if Minnesota is better than the Lakers, I know for sure the Grizzlies are better than the Lakers. It's just like a, process of elimination. Like, you look at, like, how hard the Lakers had to fight to beat the T-Wolves when everybody in their
but that's also based on the assumption everybody had going in that the T-Wolves stink and they don't have a chance without Gobert and Jaden McDaniels. But we talked about it yesterday, too, that the Timberwolves have dealt with more of these injuries in all these positions than every other team.
But you can't
have,
like, what I'm just saying is how, like, the spotlight, I guess, was bigger with no Rudy, no McDaniels, right. And then you have your standalone game, and you have your superstar Ant-Man who scores 9 points on 3 of 17 and 0 for 9 from downtown. I'm just saying, that is it's just an ugly look. Like, you're just like, damn, this year it's not over because we get to play, the winner of the losers bracket. We're the loser. We get to go play. Like, I mean, it's just, the whole situation for Minnesota is weird. Now, they're going to be at home.
They will be.
They'll be at home, and Rudy will be back, and I don't know if that actually helps them, but Ant-Man
without Nas
Ant-Man
Reed,
also says he's injured, too.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Now, as your boy Doggy says, I don't want to hear about injuries.
Right.
If you're there to play, I don't need to hear your excuses.
Bob Cousy was injured in 1960.
1964.
Whenever he played. I don't know when Bob Cousy played, to be honest with you. And he didn't complain about injuries. They won championships.
They didn't complain. If you're going to play, you got to play.
You got to play. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Lakers are going to be a problem. The thing for me is the Timberwolves came out. They were shooting 50% from 3 in the first half. The Lakers do not defend the 3 well all year long.
Did you think that thing was over almost? Like, I mean, was there a point in that game that you thought to yourself, oh, man, like when the Lakers came back and went on a 14-0 run, and then the Timberwolves went on another 14-0 run to stretch that lead back out, man.
I didn't because
if they scored one basket in the final 3 minutes of the basketball game, the Lakers don't win this game. They didn't score a bucket for 3 minutes. The final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, they didn't score a bucket.
Yeah, you're right.
This is the NBA.
But I guess for lack of a better word, mojo had been cooled off because in the third quarter they didn't shoot the three well. Karl Anthony Towns gets in foul trouble, and then you're without Rudy Gobert and without Naz Reid. That until we just talked about it a minute ago, nobody's mentioned how good Naz Reid is. He's been unbelievable all year. They're missing 2 centers and only playing Karl Anthony Towns, so he gets in foul trouble. That affects things. They quit making threes as much. So in the third quarter, I kind of felt like the Lakers were going to make a run at this and come back a little bit, and it turned out to be the truth. I think the Lakers, like I just said, their biggest deficiency being not guarding the three well. The Grizzlies are just not a team that's going to exploit that, I'm afraid. I know they have Luke Kennard, and I know Desmond Bane shoots a high percentage over the course of the season, but the Grizzlies do not shoot the three well. I think bottom 10 in the league in three-point percentage. So I feel like that's a tough matchup for the Grizzlies in terms of that's the Lakers' one defensive
How did
weakness.
he fracture his wrist, Naz Reid?
He came down on it. He went up for a dunk, and he landed on his wrist.
And he landed on his wrist. I was thinking to myself, how in the hell?
It was a nasty dunk, too. That was like only 2 weeks ago or something like that. That was when I was out of town. That was
so
he
won't be back for the playoffs at all, no matter what. If they
No.
move on, he's toast for this year.
That's right. I had tough injuries, man. The one, obviously, Jaden McDaniels is self-inflicted.
He Keontae Kennedy'd himself.
It's the Memphis market comparison. Bryant Dacus talked about that in Sports Time yesterday, too. Yeah, but that was a lot of people were saying today those were 2 bad games, man. I thought they were 2 really good basketball games. To be honest with you. I really enjoyed them.
I thought they were extremely entertaining. I mean, overtime, Dennis
good.
Schroeder hitting from the bucket.
Hell
the
yeah.
stupid foul from Anthony Davis, by the way. These are things that Anthony
what
Davis
a foul, though, right?
is going to do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what he's going to do against the Grizzlies.
He gave us ammunition to talk bad about him today.
I mean, dude, and then Mike Conley, though, that first free throw.
Unbelievable, man.
Dude, I didn't think that first one was going in.
Yeah, hit every part of the rim.
Oh, my God, and it fell down, and then he hit the last 2. That was impressive for Mike. Again, great job by Mike Conley. Sorry that you played for the Timberwolves and Ant-Man showed up short.
But they put so much effort into stopping Anthony Edwards, though, that I think it allowed for other guys to.
Well,
Torian
kick
Prince
it out
even
to
scored
Prince
more,
or
too.
Anderson.
But then
Mike
had
Towns.
24, and Mike hadn't scored 24 all year. I mean, that's not true.
Dude, when you're shooting 6 of 8 from downtown, get the ball into Mike's hand a little bit more. Anyway, we got a lot of NBA basketball that we got to talk about today. I'm very excited.
And we haven't even mentioned that somebody hit for the cycle yesterday in Major League Baseball.
I haven't even got to it.
Luis Arias and Jesus Luzardo gets a win.
And the Tampa Bay Rays also keep on winning.
Continue to win.
Did you see the Cubs go completely ham yesterday?
Down 7-0. Come back and win the baseball game. Unbelievable.
What about the Cardinals going off yesterday?
What a win for the Birds.
I'm telling you, I got a lot of baseball to get to. Got tons of basketball. I'm so damn excited about this beautiful day. The weather's great. Does it not just when you're out there in this beautiful weather, Jay, are you just not happier?
It just brings a smile out of your system. I don't know if that's a phrase, but I made it up.
It brings a smile to my face. It's kind of like the smile I get when I sit down at Central Barbecue. Oh, my goodness. When I head over to Central Barbecue, you walk in, you can smell it. Oh, it's the pulled pork. It's the ribs. Oh, my goodness. The greens, the barbecue beans, everything at Central Barbecue where smoke is their sauce is the best. I'm telling you, they got 4 locations, downtown Central, Summer, out east on Poplar. Go to eatcbq.com. You can ship that barbecue anywhere in the world. You can have a party catered. Check it out. Don't forget those plates. When you get your lunch plates, like maybe the pulled chicken, get a couple 2 sides, a little turnip greens, some barbecue beans. Instead of getting the roll, tell them you want the Texas toast. Straight fire. Central Barbecue, where smoke is their sauce. I'm in the box, Jay.
Oh, the computer's working today. It actually was working yesterday after you came in here and fixed it with your mind.
I love the fact that I can still do things with my mind. You don't believe it. I manifest.
Affect the outcomes of sporting events.
I do. I affect it. Hey, do you know why Dennis Schroeder made that game?
Why?
Because before he shot it, I said, bucket, and it went right in. I was there for him. I spoke it into existence.
Is that right?
Yep.
Did you help my Hawks bet?
Because I was on it, yes.
Did you help the team total over? Because that hit too.
Yes, I did.
That's big stuff, man.
And by the way, a great day yesterday.
Yeah,
good work.
2-0
Only one that
I can, even though I didn't bet it, I told everybody not to bet it at the end of the show. Can I take credit for the T-Wolves +8 too? I'm not.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't do that.
You can do it.
I can't do that.
Go ahead, buddy.
I can't do it.
I have to take the loss. The Dodgers, who'd won 8 straight against San Francisco, had May on the bump. They couldn't score a damn run against the Giants. Wood went out there and dominated. It was ridiculous.
Well, if you had taken Rocky's first 5, they dominated Michaelis. So
yeah,
they
did.
I'll give
and then
you
the
credit
Cardinals
for that
came
too.
back and won.
Yeah, but you said it was because of Michaelis, so I'm going to give you credit for the first 5. That's a win.
I like it. And I did have to say, I was very appreciative of the Padres yesterday. That was a big win. I don't know if you saw that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Machado doubles down the line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and he hits a double, baby.
I didn't see it.
Get 2 RBIs. It was perfect.
I also discovered yesterday that God is an Orioles fan.
Whoa.
Did you know that?
I did not actually know that.
God is an Orioles fan.
I thought he loved all the little children.
Nope, he likes the Orioles. He's a Baltimore fan.
Because they scored 12 runs on 12 hits?
Well, it really has nothing to do with what they did yesterday, although they were
Mountcastle drove
9 RBIs!
Maybe he's a big Mountcastle fan.
He could be. He has to be. He loves all the Orioles. And then there's another guy started tracking on their team.
By the way, that top pitching prospect kid who pitched yesterday.
Baker, right?
I can't remember his name. But he didn't look bad at all.
And then they have...
Is it Baker?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He got the win. But then they have an outfielder named Austin Hayes, who I started tracking for fantasy, too. I like this guy a lot, man. He got some wheels.
Brian Baker, yeah.
Good job. John, well, the Grizzlies matchup, that was a long time it took me to get to the question. John, the matchup is set for the Memphis Grizzlies. They're going to take on LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Potentially 4 games against LeBron here in Memphis over the course of one series.
Sunday at 2 o'clock.
How do you see that? First one Sunday at 2 o'clock. How do you see this series playing out, John?
Oh, my goodness, man. I don't know if you saw Dylan Brooks. By the way, did you see Dylan Brooks with his hair down?
Yeah, and it's like straightened, too. He uses a hair straightener or something.
Bro, that was like the dopest look ever. You know who that looked like? A big Cat Williams.
Oh, Cat Williams also straightens his hair.
That's what I'm saying. He looked like a big giant Cat Williams.
That's right.
Because, Cat's a little bitty tiny.
Very small guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, I wanted to see Dylan Brooks play with his hair down one day. Just like flop it, going down the court. I don't think he could play very good because he wouldn't be able to see.
No.
And I don't think it'd be that silky and straight if he was playing basketball, getting all sweaty.
No,
but that was a dope look by Dylan Brooks.
Well, what do you anticipate for the series then?
I anticipate Desmond Bain going insane from downtown. Luke Kennard opening up, hitting threes as well. Ja driving to the basket, dunking it on people's face, and then dishing it out to Jaren for a little flush and a little pick-me-up. Jackson's going to be blocking shots, and Dylan Brooks is going to be in LeBron James shorts on the court and off, son. Grizzlies winning 6.
I got 2 stats for you, John.
And
they're both along the same lines, okay? The first one is the Lakers actually have a better record since Steven Adams has gone down.
They've won 10 in their last 13.
Yeah.
Wait, is it 10 in their last 13
that's
or
right.
10 in their last 12? 10
13,
in their last 13,
I think. But they have a better record since Steven Adams has gone down. And also the Grizzlies would have the 7th best record in the Western Conference since Steven Adams. If they just did it since Steven Adams going down, 7th best record in the West.
Do you think I got any fear in my face?
No, but you're not on the team, though,
But I'll say you have to factor in Ja was out for a while because of the whole little situation he found himself in.
Very fair.
Let's also not forget.
But they won a lot of those games, though.
They were also playing some G League fellers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I mean, let's just be honest with you. And, they were giving Big Body Roddy a little opportunity to shine through there.
He's going to get playoff minutes there.
Yeah, he is. And so is, Santi Aldama.
Well, he's been great all year.
He's been good, so. No, I'm very
just
comfortable.
Some stats. Just naming stats.
Hey,
here,
that's cool. It's cool. But I don't know if you know this. The Lakers on the road are 1 game under 500. Did you know that?
They're fakers, John.
And the Grizzlies at home are 35-6. I don't know if you know this. Grizzlies, they don't bluff. They're going to whoop that trick all up and down the deadgum FedEx Forum.
That's a great point.
Dude, bring your coat hangers. Grizzlies are taking them down.
It's Grizz Fan Week.
It is Grizz Fan Week. It's Grizz Fan Week? What's that mean?
Well, because there's no games this week. All these conversations are very theoretical. Everyone's talking about how good, everyone's kind of forgotten Steven Adams isn't playing. It's all like, season records and this and that.
Do you remember the Clippers? By the way, do you remember the most important game of the year? No. Do you remember? It was just last week. It was probably I think it was like a week ago today, to be honest with you.
Where they had to win.
And they were playing the Clippers because they were wanting to get the 6th seed.
That's right.
And do you know what the Clippers did without Paul George?
What they do?
They pimp slapped the deadgum LeBron James led Lakers and the street clothes soft Anthony Davis and the whole big old country Brian Reeves Austin Reeves, sorry.
Well, but you were right with
I
your
was
nickname,
right about
though.
Big Country.
Big
I don't know
Country.
why I thought of Bryant
I
Reeves.
do like
but,
Big Country, though.
But I mean,
He's
Austin
a good player,
Reeves.
man. Really is.
But I'm telling you right now, when the Lakers need it, they ain't going to get it done. This ain't they ain't playing in a bubble. They ain't playing in front of cardboard.
That's a great one. No
They're
bubble.
playing in front of Memphis fans.
That's right,
and
man.
I'm telling you, we don't bluff.
You know what else, though, too? You know what I was thinking about as well?
Dude, I'm so pumped up. I'm ready for the game right now.
The first game that I saw a team scheme on offense against the way the Grizzlies play defense was the Lakers. And that was in Los Angeles, and it was in January, and they picked them apart. That was the first team I saw scheme against them and put the scout out on the Grizzlies. So of all the matchups that the Grizzlies could have in the first round, I'm not saying the Grizzlies are going to lose it, but the Lakers should concern you. This one's going 7.
Yeah, man. Let me just tell you something. The only thing that concerns me is Jeannie Buss getting out of Memphis without catching anything.
That's
all right.
Only concern.
I'm telling you right now. Remember,
because
Memphis,
we lead the country in STDs.
That's correct. That is correct.
Nobody gives out venereal disease like Memphis, baby.
That's right. We don't bluff, yo.
We don't bluff.
We leave our mark. Don't touch the dial. Back in 2 shakes. Dustin Starr, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I know you're thinking about pools and patios right now. Don't deny it. They're on your mind. So it's a good thing that Family Leisure is having their preseason patio and pool sale. It's like they're mind readers. You can buy now and save big with the area's largest selection of patio furniture. You want free layaway? Done. You want special financing? Done. You want to be ready to enjoy your backyard just as soon as spring hits? Family Leisure has you covered. Patio and pool season's not that far away. So now's the time to take advantage of this fantastic early bird pricing special. Now here comes the really special part. If you mention this commercial, you get half off delivery and installation. I'll let that sink in for a second. You heard me right, my friends. You mentioned this very commercial, and Family Leisure will give you half off delivery and installation. The preseason patio and pool sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Lewis Black, Off the Rails Tour.
You're so excited you can barely get your pants on.
Friday, April 21st, 8 p.m., Graceland Live. Tickets on sale now at gracelandlive.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Lads, up your life with Lads.
Lads, celebrating 60 years serving the Mid-South and delivering complete customer satisfaction. Lads has what you need to up your life. Great deals now on new Club Car Onward golf cars and used golf cars of all price ranges. Come by Lads Showroom, Whitten and I-40, or visit them online at lads.net.
Lads, up your life with Lads. Lads, up your life.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. It's such a beautiful Tuesday in the Mid-South. The Grizzlies know they're going to play the Lakers. And you know what? We're going to talk with Dustin Starr. If you're going to the Grizzlies playoff games, you will definitely see him down there. Starr, what is up, brother? Are you excited about taking on the Lakers?
Oh, my gosh. This is awesome, especially since Dylan's already been talking trash, of course, but
I thought it was actually, I liked what he said, actually. I thought it was respectable, but, to the point that, they were not scared of him. Like, he did say, LeBron
he said
James.
He'd love to take him out, is what he said. And LeBron's not going to take too kindly to that. But I've been talking about it on with you guys for the last couple of weeks that, like, this is where the schedules are crazy, where basketball playoffs overlap Redbirds, and then wrestling is nonstop. And then on Sunday, all three are happening at the same time. Redbirds, Grizz playoffs, and Memphis wrestling all at the exact same time on Sunday.
Man, what are you going to do?
Man, I'm going to figure out how to
do all three
myself. You ever seen Multiplicity with Michael Keaton?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm going to have to do. Oh, man. Yeah, it's all at the same time.
You got a body double yet?
I think there's a soccer game going on Sunday, too, with the Americans. So it's like, what in the world? How could we not get a late game for the Lakers? You know what I mean?
I know, of course, it's 2
p.m.
o'clock on Sunday, right?
I know, right? But it is exciting. It's super cool. It's exciting. Imagine the momentum. Imagine FedEx Forum, packed to the gills, playoffs against the Lakers, and just imagine the momentum if the Grizzlies are able to pull this off and knock the Lakers off in round one. I mean, I just think that it's going to – oh, man, you beat the Lakers in round one, Memphis is going to go nuts. It's going to be a party.
Dude, it is going to be a party. I'm fired up about it. I'm also just I'm very excited. Now, from a basketball standpoint, I kind of wanted the Timberwolves just because I thought it would be easier. But as Dylan Brooks said, this is a great matchup for them. Get them ready to go. It's a good test for them that they can, get started in the playoffs. And again, it's LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the historic franchise, the Lakers. So Grizzlies go out there and knock them off. That's just going to be straight up fire. And then, of course, in the next round, if they get through, which I think they will, you would have, of course, either the Golden State Warriors or the Kings, and I think that would be awesome. Either one of those teams.
Want.
Of course,
you know who the Warriors want.
Well, I want the Warriors over the Kings too because I'm scared to death of Sacramento. That's the best offense and one of the best offensive eras that we've been. I mean, this is one of the best offensive eras in a long, long time, and the best offense in this era is the Sacramento Kings.
So sometimes you can't write a better story sometimes where if the Grizzlies, and I'm going in ifs here, if the Grizzlies were to beat the Lakers because of all the stuff that happened on the court with LeBron and Shannon Sharp and all that, that's round one. So then if you go on to the next game, and that's Golden State, and of course Klay Thompson and Draymond and even Steph, all the chirping and talking about the rings and all that to get them in round two, and then to win, holy cow, I mean, like, these are rivalries that will possibly be going on for the next several years, and to have them in the playoffs back-to-back, possibly, potentially. And, of course, I'm thinking ahead like a wrestling promoter or booker or something. Like, oh, that would be a great story.
That would be. Man, everything that's this is just, it's a wild time right here in the Mid-South. I mean, with the Grizzlies, everything getting fired up. And, again, you got wrestling going on. The Redbirds are coming on. You're going to be busy. We know where you're going to be at 2 o'clock on Sunday. But what's going on over there at Championship Wrestling?
Yeah, so wrestling, I mean, gosh, spring break. We started our spring break 3-week special last week. And then, of course, coming up on Saturday at noon, you can join us in the live chat or watch on CW30, whichever's easier. And then Sunday we have our live TV taping. The cool thing here is we've got an AEW superstar coming in. So also a WWE guy. So James Ellsworth is coming back to Memphis Wrestling, and then AEW coach Jerry Lynn, who was a legendary professional wrestler. And then we've already announced our next TV taping that's going to be on May the 7th. And we're going to go extreme. Tommy Dreamer's coming back, and then we're going to make another big announcement on who's coming along with Tommy Dreamer. So there's a lot of really, really cool stuff going on. So keep your eyes peeled, because things change every single day. I've got some big stuff that we're working on. We're really excited about it.
Man, sounds awesome. And again, everybody, all you have to do is go to find out what's going on is championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Check it out or follow Dustin on Twitter at Dustin Starr. That's with 2 R's. I remember with the game where I was watching you and the mascot, y'all introduced the mascot, the Showboats mascot, and y'all were talking about how y'all needed to name him. Did they ever find out his name?
I don't. I think you could go to their social media on Twitter, and that's where people were, putting in their, I guess, what they think that he should be named. But yeah, that was the big theme. Actually, the Showboats, man, their whole marketing, logos, I mean, the hype team and all that kind of stuff looks really, really cool. So Showboats look fun. If you haven't been out to AutoZone Park yet, Johnny, you got to go. Because the field looks immaculate. The scoreboard looks great. Oh, my gosh, some of the stuff that they've got going on. All new games on the field and stuff, so it's a lot of fun. And then I always remember going and sitting in the tippy top of FedEx Forum to see, the Thunder versus Grizz or the Spurs versus Grizz before I was working there. So if you have never been in like an atmosphere, like a playoff atmosphere, definitely try to at least sit in the tippy top of FedEx Forum because it is electric. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on right now. I'm super excited.
Man, do y'all have any idea what y'all are going to do during some of the games? Do you know any of the promotions you're going to be bringing out?
I do not know, but I'll tell you some intel. I did get a phone call today that usually when I get phone calls, somebody's going to get beat up.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to leave it at that. I got a phone call today.
Well, that's important. That's a good news.
That's all I can say.
I like that.
But usually the playoffs, man, and don't quote me, but this is just typical Grizz stuff each year. That's when you start hearing "whoop that trick."
Oh, dude, I'm wondering where Al Capizzi is, man.
Yeah, well, stay tuned. I haven't seen the scripts or anything like that, but that's when "whoop that trick" happens. That's when it happened last year in the playoffs. So. Usually when whoop that trick happens, somebody goes through a table or Grizz has got some kind of crazy scheme that he's doing. But all week, if you go to at MemGrizz, you can see that all week long they're doing some sort of special thing for the fans out at FedEx Forum.
Yeah, what is the Fan Fest thing? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't really know a whole lot. Do you know of a lot of that's going on with that?
Well, I think they're doing some giveaways. They had, from certain hours. There's a whole schedule of things, though, but it's leading all the way up to the playoff game.
Damn, that's
just
pretty
something
awesome.
Cool they're doing for the fans.
And you can follow MemGrizz on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah,
pretty simple.
Yep,
pretty simple. All right, so tell me something. What's the news in the world of wrestling, by the way?
Well, so these numbers have come out about Vince. I think Vince is going to have like 18% controlling interest or some kind of however they worded it. But it's set up to where the dude's getting paid. So, and I don't have the details here in front of me. I can get those for you next week.
But they're ridiculous.
The way this is set up, if anybody thinks that Vince is retiring or stepping down or, hey, I sold WWE and now I'm done, absolutely not. This dude has an annual salary of millions of dollars. Now, I did hear that there's a clause in there, though, that like conduct detrimental or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he does a little something on the...
Yeah. No more hush money is what it sounds like, but sounds like Dana White and Vince McMahon almost like you're tag teaming, which, holy cow. But,
how's that going to work for him, by the way, Dana White?
They're going to be totally ran separate. They'll be separate companies, but then probably intermingle and, maybe see Vince cage side with Dana coming up or something, and just get people talking about it. But it's really cool for the fans because there's a lot of crossover with UFC and combat sports and WWE wrestling.
It also, I think, would be great for UFC because when you're actually done doing the fighting, like, we've seen Ronda Rousey, it seems like it's like the very next thing. You could leave from the octagon. You're already an athlete. You're built, you have a following, and then you go straight over to the WWE.
Boom. That's perfect. And that's big money matches, especially if you're a really successful fighter like our Ronda Rousey or Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley's an MMA guy as well. He's a wrestler that went into MMA. So there's a big crossover with that.
Brock Lesnar, he's coming back to WWE. He's coming back to wrestling?
Well, he just attacked Cody Rhodes last week
Oh.
He was at WrestleMania as well. Yeah, so he's still there.
And he's the classic crossover right there for you.
A world champion crossover.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Yeah, it's very cool. WWE is going to be in Little Rock coming up on Monday.
Wait, like next Monday?
Yeah, coming up.
There's no way you can make that.
Well, the thing about it is the talent from Memphis that possibly have opportunities of being noticed by WWE, they potentially could get booked, and some of them will be there.
Cool.
And then I know they mentioned August they'll be back, so of course that obviously we're thinking of, hey, let's get together and do a pre-party like we always do, but then also, like, who does WWE need for that? So, yeah.
A lot of cool stuff going on.
Yeah, man.
I got a question for you. You know, last week when I had you on, I gave you an idea to get the Cavender twins to come wrestle here in Memphis.
Oh boy!
And I now noticed that y'all are doing like y'all got like the new, like y'all are building a new women's championship belt or something.
Man, yeah. This is like exclusive content from Memphis Wrestling Plus. That's the only place you can see it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Explain to people how you can get to Memphis Wrestling Plus.
Just go to MemphisWrestlingPlus.com. I think you can get a month free, but it's just content that you don't typically see on our regular social channels, like behind the scenes. The thing that you're talking about is that we constantly want to stay fresh, and it's very important to have nice-looking championship belts. So, for instance, the Gun Show, he has a red strap on his title, and he's got side plates that are to his likeness, like his logo's on there. So that's his custom championship belt. If you beat him, you literally take his title. You know what I'm saying?
That is cool right there.
Right. So the women's title, we're just giving it a fresher look. It'll look very similar, except for the plates will be 4 millimeter. They're cut a little deeper. It's much, much heavier. Just a real quality championship belt. And I'm not saying the ones that we currently have aren't quality championship belts, but they're just done in a different style, a different fashion, thicker. Just something that they could be a little more proud of as well.
I dig it.
Just always trying to keep them fresh.
Man, Dustin's always keeping it fresh. You always got Memphis on the lockdown. Don't forget, he's going to be at the Redbirds Park. He's going to be at the Grizzlies games for the playoffs. He's going to be doing soccer. How was the hustle, by the way?
Hustle was great. They lost in the playoffs, but being able to sit at the table at FedEx Forum and do the PA, because that's where the playoff
That was
game
pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jeff Mack with the Tigers, and of course Marcus with the Grizzlies. You know, I was just trying to do my best impersonation for them. You know, they hold it down at the Forum.
Yeah, they do. They do. Now, you hold it down as well, Dustin. I appreciate your time again. Everybody follow him at Dustin, a star with 2 R's. Go to ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com. If you can get down to this Grizzlies game, go check them out. They're going to be out off the hook.
They will be, and I will see you guys out there. If you see me there, I want to hear, oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah. Be blessed, Dustin. That is Dustin Starr. We got to take a quick time out. We're back in 2 shakes. We got baseball bets coming up. We got day baseball wall to wall, and we got to talk a lot of NBA plus hardwood because it's so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer from Sunrise Buick GMC Trucks. Thinking about buying a new or used car or truck? Remember, the selection's better and the savings are bigger at Sunrise. Over 600 new cars and trucks to choose from. Factory rebates up to $1,000 and interest rates low as 2.9. Bad credit? It's okay. At Sunrise, we've got a financing plan for everybody. SunriseMemphis.com. We're saving you money. It's just the way you're doing business. Covington, Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville. We make it fun to buy a car again. Check out the all-new Sunrise Truck Corral. Huge selection of nothing but trucks. All makes, all models, all prices, all trucks, all the time. Next to Sunrise Wolf Chase.
The NBA playoffs are here, and you can turn crossovers into cash with FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/win right now and place a $5 bet, and you'll get an instant $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. FanDuel has great promotions every day. You can change it up for each game of the playoffs. Also, FanDuel is safe, secure, and super easy to use. And most importantly, you can get paid instantly. There's no better place to bet all the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. Just go to FanDuel.com/win and sign up to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet your first $5. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought I'd care about gardening until I bought a house in the suburbs. But now I find myself in conversations about liquid fertilizer, and I wonder, am I the fertilizer guy now? No way. Everyone knows the ratio between phosphorus and nitrogen, right? Yeah, I'm still totally cool.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Looking for a great home-cooked late lunch with meat and veggies? Make sure to stop into 10th Inning Sports Bar and Grill Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for baked and fried chicken, hamburger steaks, chicken dumplings, catfish, and more with yummy vegetables. Plus a great brunch on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 10th Inning Grill has plenty of TVs for all your favorite sports. Visit them on Facebook to see the daily specials. 10th Inning Sports Bar and Grill, voted best sports bar in DeSoto County. Getwell Road, South Haven.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now, luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7, visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan Harder hanging out with me. It's a beautiful Tuesday here in the Mid-South. We got the Grizzlies. We know they're going to take over the Lakers, take on the Lakers, but they are going to take over the Lakers.
They'll do both.
They're going to do both. The game is Sunday, 2 o'clock.
On ABC.
The start of the playoffs. Yay!
But not yay.
Because,
Because... No. Everybody always likes to watch Pete and Brevin and Rob Fisher.
Yeah.
They're my favorite broadcast, but you won't be able to watch them Sunday.
Fish's suit game is very strong.
Strong suit game, but you can't watch them Sunday.
Strong shoe game, too.
All the games that are on network, you don't get.
By the way, Pete, another bald man like you. Bald is beautiful.
Is Pete bald?
Isn't he bald? Golly, I'm sorry.
Actually, I have no idea what Pete's hair situation is.
He's bald. I don't know why I'm even worried about it. He's definitely bald.
I'm looking up a picture of him.
Man.
Wow, he is bald.
I told you. I was like,
there's a picture of him with hair, too. No, but
those are his earlier years.
He's got those earlier years. He has the distinguished sides, though. I love a good distinguished side.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the distinguished sides.
By the way, speaking of people's hair, I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's like kind of like the George Jefferson. Do you know who has the George Jefferson?
Brevin also bald. Who?
Yeah, but he's been bald and beautiful forever.
George Jefferson also distinguished sides.
Distinguished sides, bald on top. Do you know who has the George Jefferson, who plays pro football, plays the quarterback position? You're going to be shocked.
Lamar Jackson. No, he has hair on top of his head. Wait. Deshaun Watson.
Nope.
No. Let me think.
You kind of suck at this so far.
Wait. Geno Smith.
Trey Lance. Look at George Jefferson. I got a picture of George Jefferson right here.
Show the camera.
Here's the camera.
Everybody knows what George Jefferson looks like. Yeah,
Look at Trey Lance, dude. And he's just a young fellow who looks like George Jefferson now.
Well, you can't blame guys for being young and losing their hair. We've all
I'm just saying.
We've all been there. And by we all, I mean I've been there.
I know. Just makes me, you know what? I just got to say thank you to my lucky jeans.
I was watching City Slickers the other day. No, a few months ago. You seen City Slickers with Billy Crystal, where he have a midlife crisis and they go out
and ride become cowboys or something?
They do a cattle drive where they're having to move the cows or whatever.
It's great for a midlife crisis.
And the whole point, exactly. That's a great point. Weird premise. But the whole thing about him having his midlife crisis, he's looking in the mirror and he's like messing with his hair, like trying to make it look like he's not losing it, like he's just very obsessed, Billy Crystal is, with how his hair looks. And I'm just sitting there. This is like a 40-something-year-old man. I'm like, man, that was the kind of midlife crisis I was going through when I was like 20 years old, looking at myself in the mirror, and this guy's 50 years old going through this midlife crisis, and I was doing that kind of crap when I was 20. You kidding me?
You're like, please, son.
Hey, like, you're not having a crisis, man.
Come on, Billy.
You got lived. Kids. You got 3 kids. Relax. Take a load off. Don't worry about your hair, man. Somebody need to give Billy a hug in that movie.
Breaking news coming down the wire.
What's that?
Jake Paul is going to fight Nate Diaz in a boxing match in August. Nate Diaz is a real UFC fighter, correct?
He is.
Is he a small guy or something? Or an old guy?
He's not. Yeah, he's not.
I mean,
fighting.
Jake Paul is not going to fight somebody he can't beat, right?
Nate, he has 38, 39, something like that. He's not fighting regularly anymore. He is 6 feet tall, 170 weight class. So that is.
And Jake Paul's bigger than him.
Yeah, Nate Diaz is in Jorge Masvidal's weight class, I believe. So that's middleweight, I think.
Well.
I'm
not that bright.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's what you sound like when you say that.
Oh.
I'm just waiting for your next thing.
I thought you were saying something.
No, I was just making fun of you.
Oh. Well, yeah, he's going to fight Nate Diaz. That's all I have.
Not very good news. But you know what is great news? You can bet in-game because if you have an app on your phone, you can bet the Astros and the Pirates right now. It's 0-0 bottom. They're heading now to the top of the second. Let's go Astros. But right now we got 3 games going off at 12-10, the White Sox and the Twins. I would love to say I like Minnesota today. Sonny Gray's pitched unfreaking believable. Lucas Giolito, bum. Like this guy 3 years ago, Cy Young. Last year, do you know what he was? Bad. This year, he's horrible. No wins, ERA of 9, can't get through a game. White Sox got some good sticks, but Tim Anderson's banged up. I'm telling you right now, Carlos Correa, not sure if he's back in the lineup. I know he's been a little bit dinged up, but Byron Buxton is hitting the ball all over the place. I love everything. Everything that right now that the Twins got going. They're 7-4 on the season. With the White Sox, I thought we were going to be better at 5-7. The White Sox lineup also, the top of it, like Andrew Benintendi, Luis Robert Jr., they do hit. They've seen Sonny Gray. They've hit him well. The rest of the lineup's pretty much struggled. So I like the Twins minus the 160. My favorite game, though, that's going off at 12-10 is San Diego and the Mets. Have you seen that commercial on MLB Network where Blake Snell's trying to get his hat from the shortstop Tim Anderson?
No.
Well,
but it's funny.
It's kind of funny. It's all right. But Blake Snell is a better actor than he is a pitcher now. He's washed up. He's like Lucas Giolito. I am picking against Blake Snell all day, every day. And this Mets lineup today, I think, goes out there and absolutely floors Snell. San Diego loses. Mets get this bad boy. It's in Queens, New York. It's Citi Field. Mets. And right now they're currently only minus 115. Jump all over the Mets today. You like that?
All right.
I love that, too.
I will.
Now, we got more baseball to talk about, but on the other side, you know what we have to do?
What?
We have to talk a little NBA, bro.
Okay.
And I also got to tell you some interesting stuff about MLB.
Okay.
And guess what else I have?
I don't know.
I have Hardwood.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it feels so good.
All right.
And you know what else feels good?
What?
Looking good.
Okay.
You remember how Billy Crystal was having a midlife crisis?
That's right.
And he had to go for a cattle drive?
Well, a cattle drive.
Where do you think he got his gear before he went on his cattle drive?
Somewhere in Mississippi?
Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. He went and got his cowboy boots. He got his Western boots. He got his chaps. He got his jeans. He got his little scarf and his cowboy hat because they could dress you from head to toe at Frontier Western Store. They have all your summer in spring fashions. They got jeans, they got shorts, they got skirts because they have a ladies' boutique. They have a children's department. They don't just dress you from head to toe. They dress all your friends and your family at the best styles and the greatest fashions at the best price. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, and also online at frontierwesternstore.com. Remember, yesterday was me and Chas's anniversary, you know. I went and bought her some chaps, got her some cowboy boots. We went down to Frontier Western Store yesterday.
Chaps and Chas are just one letter different.
Yep. And you know what Chastity, that's her name actually, Chastity.
Right.
Did you know there's a belt called Chastity?
I did.
I wonder if her parents named her after the Chastity belt.
I think that would be a question to ask her.
I think she failed that name. Anyway, we're going to be back in 2 shakes. We got hardwood because it feels so good. And we got all kinds of bets and basketball. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Jay Morgan's drinking Celsius and eating lunch. Back in 2 shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Oh, I thought you were eating your food, too.
I got no lunch here.
I know you're thinking about pools and patios right now. Don't deny it. They're on your mind. So it's a good thing that Family Leisure is having their preseason patio and pool sale. It's like they're mind readers. You can buy now and save big with the area's largest selection of patio furniture. You want free layaway? Done. You want special financing? Done. You want to be ready to enjoy your backyard just as soon as spring hits? Family Leisure has you covered. Patio and pool season's not that far away. So now's the time to take advantage of this fantastic early bird pricing special. Now here comes the really special part. If you mention this commercial, you get half off delivery and installation. I'll let that sink in for a second. You heard me right, my friends. You mentioned this very commercial, and Family Leisure will give you half off delivery and installation. The preseason patio and pool sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
If you're 19 or older with certain underlying medical conditions such as asthma or diabetes, you can get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Only 1 week left to file your taxes. But don't worry, Jackson Hewitt is racking up the assists. We guarantee your biggest tax refund and guarantee the accuracy of your return for life. So make a fast break to Jackson Hewitt. Our tax pros will get you filed or get you an extension before the deadline. Beat the clock and the crowds. Come in and file today. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah. 4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me. It's been a very productive morning, I think. What do you think, Jay?
Sure.
Talked a little bit about the Grizzlies playing the Lakers, haven't we?
Is anything we do here ever productive, truly?
I mean, I don't know about you. I feel good when I leave.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, I didn't say, I feel good too. But in terms of productivity, or are we just a giant waste of time? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know if you know this, but keeping people entertained and giving them knowledge that they wouldn't get anywhere else. How many people know what a goat and a sheep is?
That's right. Also, you wouldn't hear great things like I thought of an idea for a company that sells glass coffins. You know what the name of the company is?
Glass coffins.
The name of it is Remains to Be Seen. Glass coffins.
That's a good one.
So there you go. So not a waste of time.
Oh, yeah. See, you come up with great ideas. By the way, though, you know, a lot of people have great ideas. You got to get out there and execute those ideas, okay, Jay?
Okay.
So get on that, what is it, Remains to Be Seen?
Yeah, glass coffins.
It's a great that's a coffin company right now that I would
like
support.
Glass coffins. I don't think most people like glass coffins.
I mean, some people might.
Do they?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe a little
Snow
window.
White was in a glass coffin, and look, she came back after some dude just walking in the woods decided
That's
that
true,
he had
actually. She was in a glass coffin. It's so weird. I never thought about how weird that is before, but she's in a glass coffin.
Yeah, and she had a bunch of little dwarfs running around taking care of her coffin.
Sleepy, sneezy.
Dopey.
Horny was one of them.
Yeah, something like that.
Uncomfortable.
Anxiety-ridden.
Yeah, no, that's two words. Nervous. Nervous dwarf.
Nervous Nelly.
Something like that.
But why were we talking about? Oh, wait, and by the way, what about
she was
the
in a
dude?
glass coffin.
By the way, how big of a narcissist do you have to be if you love yourself so much that you stumble upon a dead woman
and kiss her
in a coffin,
necrophilia,
and then you go kiss her and it brings her to life?
Borderline necrophilia.
You know what? Let me just stop here. There's some dead chick here.
Really messed up story when you think about it.
It really is.
I try not to that much.
You know what, man? If you ever, there's some whack children's story out there.
That's right.
I mean, think about if you're like like the little pigs in the wolf, and they're getting eaten by the big bad wolf,
they huff and
it's
puff.
basically telling kids they don't be stupid.
Well, just build good structure.
Yeah, like straw and hay don't work.
That's not enough.
But bricks.
It's a metaphor for structure in your life, maybe, or like structuring your business.
The metaphor is if you don't have good housing, you will get murdered. That's the metaphor.
Metaphor is bricks beat wolves.
Nope.
I think that's more literal than it is a metaphor.
Anyway, back to reality. Let's get back on it. We have NBA basketball tonight, 6 o'clock. Tonight is ESPN. It is not the TNT. So we have the Bulls and the Raptors. Right now, Toronto's 6-point favorite. You know where they play this game, don't you?
In Toronto.
In Canada. Do you think that's fair for the Bulls to have to go all the way to another country to play a basketball game in the NBA?
Yes.
Okay, I did too. It's not that bad. Toronto, you ever been there?
No.
Did you see the Blue Jays, though? Like, have you ever seen how many people are at Blue Jays games?
No, they packed that. The Rogers Center,
The Rogers
right?
Center is bumping. And by the way, I love the new dimensions in the Rogers Center.
Oh, I didn't know they changed them.
Yes, they did change them.
What happened?
They right center field, they brought in a little bit and lowered it to like 8 feet. And we had a home run robbed yesterday in the Rogers Center.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. So,
climbing the wall. Dan Schulman is the play-by-play guy for the Blue Jays. who's the bald
that's
guy
right.
on ESPN and stuff like that. So he's a local broadcaster for the Blue Jays.
Is
So
John Shambi now doing the Cubs?
he's the Cubs, yeah, Marquee Sports Network. That's right.
Oh,
I think it's the second year, third year, something like that.
nice.
And he's also Boog Shambi's also the voice of the baseball video game MLB The Show.
Oh, really?
Well, Boog.
I don't have
Boog
I don't have
Shambi's
any
a
games.
legend, man. I love Boog Shambi. What a legend!
I
that
love
guy
Boog.
is.
I love Boog. Boog.
Great
By the way,
nickname, too,
you have
Boog.
2 minutes to get in your Mets game, minus 115 currently against the Padres. Again, Snell is pitching, and I hope you take the Twins
You
against
got
the
2
White
minutes to get your
Sox.
Twins in, too.
And because Sonny Gray's pitching for the Twins, and then Lucas Giolito, who had a whip of a 1.44 last year. That's walks, hits, innings pitched. Not good at all.
And a ton of guys hurt for the White Sox, too, like Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson's going to be
Yohan
banged up.
Moncada and Eloy
Moncada's
Jimenez.
always
Eloy
freaking
Jimenez.
So is Jimenez. This is a team that is so talented when they're on the field, but they're like the Anthony Davises of baseball. Yeah. We're going to start calling the White Sox street clothes.
I remember it was Tony La Russa's fault last
It was.
He couldn't keep him healthy.
No, he couldn't because you know what? His Ensure does not help young fellas. And that's all he was trying to get him to drink his Ensure.
Metamucil.
Yeah, Metamucil might have worked. But Ensure, please. That stuff's not going to work.
Really?
Yep. Now, we do have basketball, and you are the basketball idiot savant that we have. Bulls, Raptors. Toronto is a 6-point favorite. Spicy P is bad to the Bizone.
Mm-hmm.
Bulls have been playing well above their head, but the one thing about the Bulls is they're pretty average on the road. Playoffs is going to be nasty in Toronto. Toronto, we thought the Lakers were actually going to get an easy win. We liked the Hawks yesterday. Is there going to be a team at home that's going to get a comfortable win? If it is, don't you have to believe that it could be the Raptors tonight against the Bulls?
Maybe so, but the Bulls have been playing really good basketball as of late, especially down the stretch of the season. They've been playing really well, but I love the Raptors roster. Yeah, I really don't have a good gauge for who's going to win this basketball game. I do have 2 bets out on it right now, but they both have to do with the total. Neither has to do with who's going to win the game.
Zach LaVine can score and make it look as easy as anybody.
And
DeMar DeRozan is really, really good. Vucevic has done his job at center. But I just think, Fred VanVleet going off, Spicy P. I don't know why. I just kind of like the Raptors tonight and think that they're going to get an easy win.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if those games last night are any indication that none of these games are going to be easy wins, I feel like taking the points is probably a good strategy. I actually don't know what the spread is in the Western Conference game, but yeah, 6 points in this one. I think taking the points.
Oh, in the East. Oh, the Western game.
Yeah, in the West game. I don't know.
Tonight's
what the spread is.
the Thunder are, golly, what was it? Like 5
dogs.
New Orleans is Thunder are 5.5-point dogs. New Orleans 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I just feel like taking the points in all these games is a good strategy, but I don't know. I don't have a good gauge on that regard. I wouldn't be surprised either of these teams
Dude,
win.
Shea can go off.
He can go off. That's right. But the Pelicans are finally getting healthy, man. And Brandon Ingram's been playing as good as anybody over the last.
And think about Zion Williamson.
I'm telling you what.
He's not going to play.
Well, but he might come back during the playoffs. So they're saying, I think.
Well, if they lose, can I
him,
just explain something?
well,
if you lose tonight, he's not going to. It doesn't matter.
It's true.
And by the way, I think the best chance for him to actually play is if they lose tonight, because he said, "Oh man, I was a week away."
I think fair enough. I think that the Pelicans, though, have kind of separated their identity. They've changed their lineup and their rotations to set themselves up to play without Zion Williamson. They no longer filling his void necessarily. They've kind of restructured the way they've been playing, and I think they've been playing the best basketball of the season in terms of without Zion Williamson over the last 2-3 weeks of the season. Brandon Ingram has played as good as anybody. I think he had a 40-point game in there. So I like the Pelicans in that. I love the Thunder. Don't get me wrong.
So you're laying the points for both home teams tonight?
No. I'm saying I think.
Well, both dogs did cover last night.
That's what I'm saying. I like both dogs, but I think the Pelicans.
Again, you like it to be a play-in game, doggy.
Yeah, if I both all those games are close, I would say I think the Pelicans win. I would take the points though. And then I have no idea who's going to win the Bulls and Raptors game, so I'll just take the points in that one too, I think.
You have any total feeling?
I do have a total feeling, actually, on the you want me to say it now or you want me to wait till the end of the show?
No, man, we got to get our bets out. We got so many baseball games to bet on today because we got day baseball.
All right, I'll say it now then. I think that the total for the game, it was 216 when I bet it. Do you have that pulled up? Do you know what it is now?
Pulling it
I got
up.
212 is what it is now. Wow, that's crazy. It's gone down 4.5 points. Or 3.5 points. I have the under 216 for the game in Bulls Raptors, but I also placed another bet this morning from another guy I found, and he said to take the first half under 104.5. I'm down with that, doubling down on the under. I think this is a low-scoring game. Two really good teams that have made their way to the playoffs through defense, especially late in the year.
Talking about the Bulls and the Raptors?
Bulls and the Raptors. So I think I like the under for the game.
That's why it's set at 212.
Yeah, well, I have 216, but then first half under, I think right now you
I got
get
it now. I'm looking at my gambling site, 212.5 to be exact.
Yeah, well, maybe by a point or two, in that one. But I think you can get the first half under 104.5 at that right now. So I really like both of those bets in that regard. So that's what I would take. I like the under in that one, man, and I don't know who's going to win. Then the Pelicans, Thunder, I take the points, but I think the Pelicans win that basketball game. But I said that yesterday, too. I took the Hawks, but I didn't think they were going to win the game, and they ended up winning outright. So, you just...
If the Raptors do win the game, I mean, I feel like I think the Bulls or the Raptors, either team that wins...
Beats the Heat?
I think so. I just feel like that Heat team is just flawed.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have that hero shooting that many shots, especially when he's always bricking.
Brick City.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think that, like in the East, do you feel like the team that's going to be playing the Milwaukee Bucks comes from the winner of this game, or do you think that honestly, like the Heat can actually put themselves together and get a dub?
I'm such a believer in the Heat. I don't know why. It's so misguided. Everyone has told me to stop doing it, and they're probably right. But
is it just because you love Spo?
No, I criticized Spo at the start of the show.
Yeah,
I feel like he's taken Bam out of the game the last 2 years in the playoffs. But it could be Bam taking himself out. It's really not clear as to who's doing what in that regard. I think I like the Heat, man. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I know it's a different team. No PJ Tucker is obviously a huge difference in that lineup, but I feel like that the Heat, man, I don't know. You might be right. I love the Bulls. I've watched the Bulls probably. I went through a period at the beginning of the year where I watched the Raptors like every night. Then right after that, the next team I watched every night was the Bulls. So these are two of my favorite teams. But again, the Heat went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
And so did the Mavericks. They went to the Western Conference Final last year. They're not even in the playoffs.
Well, that's a good point, actually. Good counter argument. I just don't have a good gauge on the Eastern Conference, man. Outside of the Celtics and the Bucks, all these teams are really competitive, but they're just not as good as those other ones. I'm starting to think, actually, we've been saying how competitive the Western Conference is and how good it is because everyone's so close. I think the Eastern Conference in the middle of the Eastern Conference, I think these teams might actually be better than the Western Conference teams. To be quite honest, the East might be a deeper league than the West is. Crazy to say that.
No, the East is more top heavy. Are you going to give anything to the West?
What do you mean?
Like you've been saying all year, the East is much more top heavy.
I don't know if I've said that, but I'm starting to think now that I think the middle of this Eastern Conference pack, I think those teams.
I am not a believer in the Atlanta Hawks. They had a good game yesterday. The Heat are not that good. I'm sorry. The Hawks are going to get absolutely throttled by the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, but that speaks to how good the Celtics are.
But what I'm trying to say is, you don't think the Lakers and the Grizzlies is going to be a good series? Because I think it's actually going to be a good series.
Go 7 games.
But what I'm saying is so if the East is deeper than the West, then why do you think that the 2 seed versus the 7 seed in the East is going to be an I mean, the Celtics are going to.
Because I think the best teams in the league play at the top of the Eastern Conference, and I think the Western Conference is closer together. You know what I mean?
I don't think the Nets are all that good. I don't think the Heat are any good. I don't think that the Atlanta Hawks are really any good. I think that the Knicks are a very interesting basketball team. I mean, I just think it's the Bucks and the Celtics. In the West, I'm just confused. Again, you have the defending champs down there at the 6th seed. The Clippers can do their thing. They still have Kawhi, who's a champion.
Well,
the Phoenix Suns have. What I'm just saying is,
we're talking about the 9-10 game, though, and would you say that the Bulls and the Raptors are both? Would you take them, either one of them, to beat the Thunder and or the Pelicans?
Probably, but again, I'm talking about the 8 teams that are actually going to get into the real playoffs. Like the Nuggets are going to play the 8th seed. This is the play-in tournament, the real tournament. Like, the Lakers are now into the NBA playoffs. The play-in game is to get into the playoffs. And the Lakers are definitely better, in my opinion, bar none, not even close,
than the
Atlanta Hawks.
Really?
It is not even a comparison.
Really?
In my opinion. And by the way, the 4 seed, the Knicks aren't even close to the Suns. The 4s.
Really?
If you look at the 5s, I'm definitely the 5s. I mean, what is it? The Knicks and the Clippers. The 4s is the Cavs. The Cavs and the Suns are a little bit closer, but I still like the Suns.
So, how many games? Just presumably,
do you think the Nets could beat the Warriors? Really, the 2 6s?
Well, No, I don't. But the Warriors, my bet to come out of the West is the Warriors, though. So no, I don't. But I think the Warriors are the best team in the Western Conference.
I can't believe you're sleeping on the Sacramento Kings. Warriors do not get out of the first round.
It's very possible they don't, and that speaks to what I'm saying. Also, is that how close the Western Conference is. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't
if
that
any
make
of these
them
teams
deeper?
No. I think they're closer together, but I don't necessarily think they're deeper. The Eastern Conference doesn't get a lot of respect. The teams outside the top two, I'll say top three because the Sixers are there too, because of how good those teams at the top are. But like I'm looking at the Bulls and the Raptors, I think both of those teams are better than the Pelicans and the Thunder. And
but again, those are the 9 and 10 matchup, and I will give you the 9 and 10. I will give you the very I will. You can listen.
Well, I'll even go to the 7 seed too. So how many games do you think the Grizzlies and the Lakers will play? Like what?
I think
it
can go 7 games. I think
how
it's
many games
be 6.
How many games would the Hawks and the Grizzlies go? You think? You don't think 7?
Not even close.
Really? How many? So
the Grizzlies, if you look at it, they've owned the Hawks.
Yeah.
Like they own them. What up, Hawks?
Tough gauge, though. That's a tough gauge, though. Without Steven Adams, I mean, you got Clint Capella down there. They got 2 really good centers. I think the Hawks are competitive. Because in the playoffs, also, that center position is
The Hawks this year have won 41 games. The Grizzlies won 51 games. The Grizzlies, the best home record. The Hawks, are in a play-in scenario over in the East, and the Grizzlies are the 2 seed in the West. I'm sorry. Comparing the Hawks and the Grizzlies, I know that you don't. No, the Hawks are not in the Grizzlies class. They would wax the Grizzlies where I'm worried about the Lakers. I mean, they would wax the Hawks where I'm actually, like I said, I'm worried about the Lakers. Wax the Hawks.
But how in the world, if you're concerned about them matching up at the 5, and the Hawks have the best 5, arguably the best 5 depth in the league, at least the teams that are remaining here. You saw how well
I'm
Capella
worried
played
about the defense that the Lakers play. I'm not worried about the defense that the Hawks play. I mean, Trae Young can't guard anybody. I'm just sorry. The Hawks are not as good as the Lakers. There's no way. I mean, the Hawks are a 500 basketball team. They're 41 and 41.
But I'm really looking at more of the matchups at hand and how good the teams I think are. You're right. They've lost a lot of games, but you also have to factor in they've changed
They weren't
coaches.
even favored to beat the Heat last night. The Heat had to be pathetic. I mean, again, Trae Young, I'll take Ja Morant over him. Bane and DeJounte Murray right now, I still think Bane is better. DeJounte is great. Clint Capella is good. John Collins is good, but Jaren Jackson Jr. ain't no slouch. I know we don't have Steven Adams right now, but everybody's coming in. They have better. I'm no.
Saw how deep they were last night too, though.
Sadiq Bey, I talked about how well he's been playing, but you're saying that the Grizzlies don't have any depth now?
No. I think the Hawks are very competitive, though. I think they're very much in the class of the Lakers.
Are they going to have any chance? Okay, simple to this. Do they have a chance to beat the Celtics?
But now you're bringing in how good the Celtics are as a team. The Celtics, I think, are the best team in the NBA. They would be my pick to win the NBA championship. But I think the Hawks would have just as good a chance as beating the Grizzlies in a series. In fact, I think the Grizzlies might match up worse with the Hawks than they do with the Lakers. Just because we're talking about the depth of the team, and then the kicker for me is the 2 guys at the center.
Vanderbilt
position.
and deadgum Anthony Davis scare me more than freaking anything that the Hawks are bringing up.
The Lakers have no depth at center, though. When Anthony Davis went out last night, that was
embarrassing.
It was really, and so when you talk about how good that center position
is a good little backup
for the Hawks. It really
can we call him OO?
Sure. And then Jalen Johnson.
Can you say his name?
Onyeka Okongwu.
Good job.
So the backup center,
Onyeka Okongwu.
And then Jalen Johnson, I thought played really good spot minutes last night, coming in at the 4, a super athletic 4-man. That's a really good compliment to both John Collins and Clint Capella. Man, that's I just think the Grizzlies would match up so much worse with the Hawks than they do with the Lakers. And I think it's also important to factor in when you're looking at their season as a whole. You make a good point. Their record's terrible. The Grizzlies have matched up well against them all year, albeit only in 2 games. They had to make a coaching change halfway through the year, and since they made that change, the Hawks have been playing a different level of basketball. And you saw it on display last night with the Heat.
I don't know, man. The defense, I mean, the Heat go cold.
The Hawks
like
only have 1 weak defensive player, though, on the basketball, whereas the Grizzlies, I think, have more weak on-ball defenders than the Hawks do. So I really, man, I like this Hawks. The more we talk about it, the more I'm being sold on. It's a shame that they have
You're
to play.
talking yourself into
it's a shame,
tomfoolery.
It's a shame that they have to play the Celtics, though, because you're right. They have no chance against the Celtics. They don't have a chance in hell. But the Celtics are the best team in basketball. I think they're the best, but I would love to see the Hawks in a matchup against a team that's not the Bucks or the Celtics, because I think that would be a hell of a series, and the Hawks would impress a lot of people.
One more thing, got to get back over to the West real quick.
The West.
We got the Pelicans, and again, we talked a little bit about it. Brandon Ingram's been awesome. CJ does his thing. I like them. Everybody knows, JV, Jonas Valanciunas, pretty good player, but I mean, the Pelicans, if they get through this bad boy, they get waxed by the Timberwolves, don't they? Or are you just worried about the Timberwolves' mental?
No, I'm not worried about the Timberwolves' mental. My problem is I like everybody. And I think the Pelicans, I wish the Pelicans had Zion, but Brandon Ingram, man, he scored like 40 multiple times over the past month, haven't he? He's been so good. He's turned it on to another level. And I think since the Pelicans restructured their rotation to basically abandon putting Zion back in there.
I would say if
Pelicans
Zion was playing, I think the Pelicans can move on. And also, a lot of people forget Jose Alvarado. It's not a joke. The dude's a little scoring machine.
Good player.
And he's out too.
Good player.
And this guy comes off the bench, and when the Pels go a little bit cold, he's a little spark plug.
He presses you, guards you 94 feet.
Man, he'll just pull up from anywhere. Dudes can stroke.
And we just saw the Pelicans play the Timberwolves this past week.
Yep.
And the Timberwolves won that game.
took care of it. And that was when they had all their issues.
It was. Jaden McDaniels did play in that game. He broke his hand during the game.
Yeah, but
Rudy Gobert was ejected
punching
during
people,
the game.
and they still came back. Big Cat was hitting threes in the fourth quarter and everything. That's why, I don't know, I just feel like the Timberwolves.
Man, these are competitive games, man. It's hard to pick.
Well, I'm taking the favorite in the first game. I'm going to ride with the beautiful.
Hells.
I'm riding with Shea, man.
Oh, so you're taking the points in both
in the second game. No, I'm taking the
Raptors.
I'm taking the Raptors in the first
sorry.
game.
Yeah.
I'm taking the favorite in the first game.
I think I'm going to take the points in both. I'm probably not going to bet either of these, but if in terms of against the spread. But if you twisted my arm, I think I'm taking the points. In both.
I'm hoping to rack up and have a lot of free money on hand. How's my baseball going? I haven't even looked because
check.
I'm scared.
Let me read. I think I got.
Gummit, Padres are up 2-0. McGill, you stink.
I think I turned.
But it's the first inning.
I think on it you got MLB Network on in there. I think it's White Sox Twins on the TV. Is that the game that's on?
No.
Oh, what a shame!
No, now I'm looking at it. Sorry, Mets are playing the Padres. It's all right. It's not even. We just got to the bottom of the first.
Early, man.
Come on, Mets. I just can't believe Tyler McGill goes out there and gives up 2 runs to the Padres right off the bump.
Yeah, but Blake Snell smells. So,
yes, he's not any good.
So he's gonna go.
Oh, we've already got a man on first base.
Exactly.
3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, yes.
Hey, we're fine.
Starling Marte.
Not even concerned.
And then again, we love the Twins. Go Twins, beat up on the White Sox. We'll be back in 2 shakes. We have a little bit of hardwood because it feels so good, but I have to remind you, you need to be protected. Everybody needs protection. And the best person to protect you is, of course, Bob Simpson at State Farm Insurance. He can buckle you up with auto insurance. He can back your life up with health insurance, cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. And don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson, 901-381-1233, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson. Hardwood on the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
On April 15th, don't miss the historic return of pro football to Memphis. Here we go. After 40 years, the Showboats are back. So get your tickets for a huge USFL kickoff weekend at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
All the way to the house.
Bring the whole family and show off your Showboats pride with a free t-shirt.
Doesn't get much more exciting than that.
Seats start at just $10.
Touchdown.
Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. We got some interesting stuff to you too, because we got a little bit of Hardwood because it feels so good. We got some interesting stories. We got day baseball going on right now. We got some basketball tonight. We got the Thunder and the Pelicans. That's the late game on ESPN. First game, you got the Raptors, and they're playing, you know who? The Chicago Bulls.
Oh, wow. Michael Jordan's team.
Yes, Michael Jordan was really good. Now they don't have Michael Jordan. He ain't walking through that door, Holmes. It ain't happening.
Rick Pitino game.
It is not happening. But we also are going to get to a little bit of Hardwood because it feels so good to have some interesting stories and some numbers for you. Now, have you been paying attention to the numbers in baseball, by the way?
Which ones?
The stolen bases, the runs are up. Everything is up. Like everything in the world in baseball is up.
Except beer sales.
Except for beer sales. And that's the first story I'm going
to
read off
nailed it!
when we get into Hardwood. But I do want to remind you, simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. That's Tito's handmade vodka. Tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels. Just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. And if life hands you lemons, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka, bases loaded. For the New York Mets, only one out. Padres are up 2-0 currently. Can the Mets bust this thing open? I sure hope so. But it is time to go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Yes, every number in baseball is up, except for one thing. And that's beer sales. And this is one beer sales that doesn't have to do with Dylan Mulvaney. By the way, Bud Light's beer sales. Not just because of him, but did you either see the lady crap on everybody who drinks Bud Light?
No, I'm not.
Frat boy party. You haven't seen all this stuff? Yeah, like the president of Bud Light, some lady goes on there and is talking about how she's tired of Bud Light being drinking by just fraternity boys and having a frat boy and a bad humor thing. I don't know if you know this. Who drinks more beer than frat boys?
Well, and that comes with the territory of being a cheap domestic, doesn't
yeah,
it?
No kidding. I mean, come on, man. But anyway.
Drink Miller Lite. I like Miller Lite.
I don't like Miller Lite. I like
really?
Coors Light.
Yo,
I'm going to drink beer.
Cold as the Rockies, I believe Coors Light is.
That's right. But anyway, Major League Baseball, the games are shorter, so therefore their beer sales are down. Every number is perfect. The time is down. People are loving baseball right now. It's just a wonderful, beautiful thing. The only thing is baseball's a little freaked out. And you know that they stopped selling beer in the 7th inning. That's the cutoff time. You know that, right?
That's right.
They do
across
that
the country.
Across the country.
And Canada.
Not anymore.
What?
Milwaukee is putting their foot down.
Oh, of course they are, Miller.
They said, damn it, this is ridiculous. We got beer sales down in Beer City. Not going to happen. So they're now going to sell their beer till the end of the 8th inning. So you can buy beer all the way up into the last out of the 8th inning, but you can't buy it in the 9th inning because you know 1 inning of baseball will sober you up before you head home.
Is that right?
That's not what they said.
Oh.
I just added the end of it. But yes, the only inning that you will not be able to buy beer in Milwaukee will be the 9th inning.
Why don't you play like highlights or something after the game too? Maybe people stick around because you're selling beer still. You know what I mean?
Just keep selling beer.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, don't most people like Uber from the games and stuff, or take a train?
Well, yeah, parking garages and stuff like that. Well, you can just make it like a bar. Ring the bell. Last call.
No.
And then you play the song closing time.
No, that last call in most ballparks is the 7th inning.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can make it like a bar and make last call after the game, so people stick around even longer. Loiter.
And by the way, they sell through the 7th inning. It's like the last out of the 7th inning.
So you go get 3 and wrap your arms.
Like people are walking out. They only let you each ID only gets you 2 beers though.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have 2, and then your buddy gets 2, and then your other buddy that's driving you that's not drinking that night.
Designated driver.
He gets 2, and that way you both have 3, and then that'll get you to the end of the game. I think.
I just think that's absolutely, to be honest with you, man. Bases loaded, 1 out, and they can't get a damn run. Mets, you are straight up trash.
You're getting an insight in.
Learn how to play baseball.
You're getting an insight into the way John Harden watches sports.
God.
He's gambled on them.
It's ridiculous. You got the worst pitcher on the bump.
I would like to point out, you don't want to leave runners on base ever. Into the first inning, Mets Padres.
Base is juice.
You're right.
Not even, you have 1 out. You're telling me you can't get the ball in the damn air?
Fair enough.
Man, I'm going to slap somebody.
Put your bat. Well, I hope you don't do that because it's really just you and I in here right now. And that means if you're slapping somebody, it's going to be me that gets slapped. And I prefer not to get slapped today, at least. John, I've got a story for you.
Does it have anything to do with Tristan Thompson?
No, you go for it. If you got a Tristan Thompson story, go for it.
Did you know that he signed with the Lakers?
What, right now?
Dude, look it up, man. I'm going to make sure I'm not crazy.
I'll look it up.
I swear he signed with the Lakers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't.
He's back in the
NBA.
Man, will you check before I smack
I'm looking,
somebody?
I'm looking.
Because I'm pretty.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Wow, 2 days ago it happened. I'm
I
very
knew
late.
it. I knew this 2 days ago, but man, I was, sometimes I feel like, you eat an edible and then you might
and
imagine something.
you might have dreamed it.
You might have dreamed
hallucinated or something.
Like, I could talk about the Kardashians on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, it says the Lakers have signed Tristan Thompson for the remainder of the season. He was signed before the finale against the Jazz, but did not play in the game. He will be eligible to play in the playoffs.
Well, now that he's signed with the LA Lakers and he's closer to his old girlfriend or baby mama, they have 2 babies together, right?
That's right.
Khloe Kardashian, and they also have a baby.
I don't know if they have 2 or just 1. They have at least 1 baby together,
No, they
maybe
have 2.
2. Okay, they have 2.
Because remember, the second time she was pregnant, he knocked up another one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, he had 2 babies on the way at the same time. That's a bad feeling, by the way, to be honest with you.
Or a great feeling if you're a polygamist who has these kinds
if
of
they're
agreements
both
being
married
made.
to you and live with
That's
you.
right.
But if you, you know how hard it is to tell another woman that you got some other woman pregnant?
I don't. I can honestly say I do not. Do
tell
you?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Golly. You know, I remember I was married once.
I do know that. But I think that predates my working here.
Yeah. God, I got my nose broken.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Unrelated or?
No.
Related.
My wife at the time
Very
broke
related.
my nose, punched me, and broke my nose because we were technically. You know what? Now I'm telling on myself, but I will just go ahead and tell it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was a young fella. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You
were learning?
I was learning. Got married young, and we went through a little separation.
When did you get married, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 21 years old.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't. Wow, very young.
Yeah, stupid and young. See, young and dumb. Now I'm older. I understand how divorces work. It's because of marriage. I understand a whole lot of things, too.
Right.
I learned a lot. Now I'm 45, and I'm not married.
Right.
You know why?
But you had your anniversary
yesterday. Smart.
But you had your anniversary yesterday.
That is correct.
That's great.
Of being together for man, you know what? Don't get me started on talking with that because I'm not getting in trouble for anything today. In case she's listening, I'm just going to tell you, very simple about what happened and what I learned a long time ago.
Right.
telling another girl that you got another girl pregnant is really, really, really upsetting to them.
I would imagine so.
So I went through a little separation. Again, my beautiful daughter was like 4 years old, 5 years old, whatever. And Carrie took them down to her parents for like a month. And they moved back. They moved out of my place. Moved away. We're separated. She said we were getting divorced. What do you think I was going to do? I was sad,
Right.
And I was working downtown and, Anyway, the point is, man, I started hanging out with other ladies. Then Carrie came back after a month and said, hey, let's work this out. I said, okay, cool. And then like 2 months go by. We had a good 60 days.
And you got a call.
No, I didn't get a call. I'm walking through the living room of my house, and we have these windows in the front so you can see. And this young lady pulled up at the house. And I looked, and she got out of the car. And I was like, no. She started walking towards the house. And I'm like waving like, no. And I'm mouthing, I'm back with my wife. No. Then she comes and knocks on the door. I literally look at her in the door. And I'm like, no. You got to go. And then all of a sudden, Carrie's like, who's at the door? I'm like, I don't know. And then she's like, and then there was a knock again. And then she's like, hey, are you going to answer the door? And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Just a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, classic. Trying to spread the good word.
And I was like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and do my thing. And then all of a sudden, she walked by, saw some lady there. So then I just put my back up against the wall, like right there up against the window. And was like, oh, my God, what do I do? She opened up the door. She said, can I speak with John Harden? And, of course, Carrie comes back and says, that's my husband. What is this about? And she's like, well, I'd really like to talk with John about it. She's like, anything you got to tell him, you can tell me.
Oh, gracious.
And then she got a little attitude and says, well, you can tell him I'm pregnant.
Oh, God.
And do you know what Carrie said to me?
I can only imagine.
Nothing. She turned around and looked at me and then just went whap, dotted me right in the nose. My nose busted open. Blood starts running. I ran out the back door, jumped the fence, and took off and ran like a mile to my buddy's house.
That's terrifying.
Survived it, though.
Have you been married more than once?
No, only once.
Only one time?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's a hell of a
I don't know if
story.
you know this. Make one mistake.
Right. Fool me once, shame on you.
Yep.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
And I ain't getting fooled twice,
You ain't getting
homie.
fooled twice.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Did I have a story? How did we
really,
get on that?
That really pales in
Oh,
we're talking about
Tristan.
Tristan Thompson. He's a Laker.
So he had to tell his girl, like he knocked up another girl.
Right.
So I know, and I couldn't imagine telling a Kardashian. I'd be scared. There's a lot of women in that family. So he does that. But this is where I'm worried about. Did you see what he went out with? He went out with Corey Gamble, who's actually Kris Jenner's boyfriend. And both of them looked like they were like Count Dracula. Solid black with these big old capes with like these things. Dude, that is an ugly look. Why are you dressing up like Dracula?
Corey Gamble's been dating Kris Jenner for a long time. I recognize him back from the Keeping Up with Kardashian days.
Let me just tell you a little secret. You gonna give up your gravy train? I don't think so.
That's a good point.
I mean, what was Corey Gamble doing before Kris Jenner?
He's an actor.
What was he ever in? Again, I've never heard of the guy.
Well,
now I know him as Kris Jenner's.
That's his moniker, is Kris Jenner's boyfriend.
Yeah. So,
Look
but
up
man,
IMDb.
Thanks a lot for making me educate the people out there. Do me a favor. Whatever you do, don't get another girl pregnant.
Fair enough. If you're in a committed relationship, that's good, John.
Even if you're separated, don't do it.
Good advice. Well, like all of his acting credits now, because he's been in so many episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and their new show, The Kardashians, literally, like all of his acting credits, I have to scroll down for days to find something else he's been in.
He's never been in anything else.
Yeah, I think he has, but to be fair, nothing's made him as famous as being in the Kardashians. John, wow, my story is like pales in comparison. I'm going to a different story. I don't want to do this one. Here's a good one. That, because, you're bringing the heat. Like, you're throwing 102.
What do you mean?
I can't come in and throw 90. You know what I mean? I got to keep up with you. So I got a 90 out of my fastball story here. A man in China, he was sentenced to prison for sneaking onto his neighbor's property to scare thousands of the man's chickens to death as a part of a deranged revenge scheme. 6 months in jail for scaring 1,100 of his neighbor's chickens. They all died. The man, who was identified as the name Goo, was convicted of using a flashlight to terrify birds, causing them to kill one another on the owner's Hunan province grounds the China Daily reported to the New York Post.
Okay.
So it was a deranged man killed 1,100 chickens,
Wait
shining
a
a
second.
flashlight at them at night.
Like, chickens can literally just get scared to literal death?
I guess so. Pecking order.
That makes me sad. Like, when I was a little kid, Freddy Krueger scared me so bad, I was ruined for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Oh, my God, yes.
How old were you when you saw that movie?
Probably like 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the first movie you remember seeing?
That was the first movie I rember seeing because it terrified the
It
bleep
terrified
out
you
of me.
so much.
I was
It
staying
stuck
with my
with you.
cousins, and they're a little bit older than me,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, yo, you got to watch out this Nightmare on Elm Street, yo.
That's right.
And then the mental part of it, like this dude, if I go to sleep, can come in my dreams and kill me.
That's right.
Like that, I was scared to go to sleep.
And his face looks like it looks like your body without the skin on top. Yeah, he's a scary looking
It looks
guy.
like he got dipped in acid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that scared the hell out of me.
You
But
got
I didn't know that
knives.
chickens, though, like, I mean, you could literally scare a chicken to death.
Well, it's not that it dies from being scared. I think they scare them, and then that's when the pecking order starts, and they get so agitated that their pecks become lethal.
You
and
mean they
kill
peck
each
other
other.
chickens?
Yo, that's what the pecking order is. So there's one chicken
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
in charge.
whoa, time out. So
it's like
you
working
turned-
at Chick-fil-A.
He turned 1,100 chickens into a UFC street fight?
That's right, like a cockfight.
No way.
But
Is
that's-
that why they have cockfights? Because chickens really fight?
Yeah, oh yeah, they'll go after each other. So there's a pecking order. So like every.
How do you know if you have a good cockfighter? Like, because
great
I hear
question.
people, by the way, like, because I saw one of these, like, Netflix documentary thingies of, like, the dark side of cockfighting. And
I've seen the Seinfeld
I
episode
swear,
with
I
little
think,
Jerry
I think
Seinfeld.
it was actually Vice is what it was on.
Oh, Vice
And, like,
News.
they had these people, and they were, like, very serious about their, like, award-winning cockfighting chickens.
We entered a chicken into
Hold
a
on.
cockfight, so you don't have to.
Check it.
That's
And
a
they
Vice
had,
News
like,
story.
these little razors. They put these little claws on the chickens so they could literally go out there and rip the other bird. It was horrible. And I was scarred. It was worse than watching Freddy Krueger when I was 6.
That's terrifying.
I mean, think
actually.
about it. You can't turn them into fried chicken after they're done cockfighting.
Well, I think the pecking order is so interesting because literally, if you have like 1,100 chickens, like this guy,
So how
every
many
one
of
of
the
them is
1,100 are dead?
all. I don't know if he only had 1,100,
So
but
there was not
1,100
one chicken left standing?
Well, there might have been, but I know 1,100 died.
So it was probably like 2,500 chickens.
Maybe. Can you have more than 1,100 chickens? That's a lot of chickens, man.
I mean, I don't know.
It wasn't like he was like working for
It's
Tyson.
not like I ever been to a chicken farm
Chicken coop.
or a chicken coop.
That's
They don't
right.
call them farms.
I think they're coop. I mean, a coop is on a farm, I think.
Okay.
It's a coop. But the chicken.
By the way, don't ever talk ish with a person who owns a pig farm. Okay?
Truffle hunting
No,
pigs.
because they're just going to throw your body in there because pig is an omnivore. They'll eat your bones. They'll eat everything. There'll be nothing left. They'll eat your teeth.
Cats will do that when you die, too. They'll eat your face.
Gross.
I know, that's why I don't have a cat.
Freddy Krueger got us off on some wicked stuff
No,
today.
but in pecking order is interesting. If you have like 1,100 chickens, literally, there's like they're ranked 1 to 1,100. Every chicken knows it's above these ones and below these ones. There's no ties. In 1,100 chicken, the pecking order is sort of like 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 1,100. Isn't that crazy how animals are instinctually like? It's crazy to me.
So, like, they just know that his peck will kill me.
Or just like I might.
Or his peck is bigger than my
yeah.
peck.
If you peck another chicken, you're above that one on the pecking order.
So you just have to be the fastest peck?
I don't know how exactly it works, but I know there's one in charge of the rest.
Is it the size of the peck or is it the speed?
It's the motion of the ocean.
That's what I thought. We're back in Two Shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
One of the many things that sets Bell Tavern apart from other bars in Memphis, aside from its great location downtown, its comfortable atmosphere, its high-def TVs always tuned to sports, is the list of signature cocktails available at Bell Tavern. Treating yourself to a 3-whiskey old-fashioned or a barrel-aged Manhattan or a tangy Little Lily makes you feel like a real-life grown-up. You can sip your alleyway anthem or Capri Daydream, and you can remember what it was like when every bar was a great bar, instead of just Bell Tavern.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Did you know Willis Carrier invented the modern air conditioning system in 1902? Since then, a lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is being comfortable in your home. Choate's prides itself in creating the most comfort possible with each one of our customers' HVAC systems we install. We believe the best system on the market today is the Carrier Infinity System. It has the ability to save up to 50% or more on your utilities compared to your existing HVAC system and is tailored to enhance your comfort with its state-of-the-art green speed technology. Right now, Carrier is offering up to 72 months, no interest financing, or rebates of up to $1,650 on a new Carrier Infinity system. Don't miss this limited time offer to have a more comfortable home. Give us a call today at 347-8086 or visit us at ChoatesHVAC.com for more information. Turn to the experts with Choates. And remember, let our family serve your family.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out. A big thanks earlier to Dustin Starr who joined us. We talked about some wrestling, about the Grizzlies game Sunday. 2 o'clock, they're taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, and the game will be on ABC. If you can't grab you a ticket, make sure you tune in for that. Tonight, though, we do have the Thunder and the Pelicans. The winner of this game plays the Minnesota Timberwolves.
No Pete and Brevin and Rob for that game, though. That's sad.
It's okay, though. You can check out.
No, because the national media, John, I don't know who the broadcasters are for that ABC thing, but they're going to be biased. They're going to, just like the refs, they're going to be biased towards LeBron. The refs are going to get LeBron all the calls. The announcers are going to talk good about LeBron. They're going to talk bad about the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they always
do that. Always.
That's all right. We don't bluff, and we're going to be playing Whoop
We
That
don't
Trick.
bluff.
We're going to be playing Whoop That Trick so loud.
Whoop that trick.
Dude, Al Capezi's going to be in the house.
Nothing helps you win playoff basketball games like songs about beating women with coat hangers.
I'm just telling you, it's a Memphis thing, man.
It's right.
If you weren't from here, you just would not understand. At 6 o'clock, though, on ESPN, we have the Bulls and the Raptors. I like the Raptors laying the 6. I think they pimp slap the Bulls like it's going out of style. Just giving a little bit of the whooping metaphorish.
Metaphorically.
They're gonna
the metaphorical whooping with a coat hanger.
Yes. Now we also have a lot of baseball. We have baseball on currently right now. The Astros are up 2-0. Amen. Thank you, Astros. Are up 2-0 on the Pirates. The Mets right now are down 2-1. They did get one run, one lousy
how about that?
run.
See, John, that's why you got to take a deep breath at the end of the first inning. We're coming. We're good.
We're going to get it. The Mets are going to end up winning this game because, again, Blake Snell is straight up pathetic.
He smells.
By the way, you know the Padres have one hit and yet 2 runs. That ticks me off. And the Mets have 4 hits and only 1 run and have left the bases loaded and then left a man on second base.
Well, it's a good sign. Third inning. Blake Snell smells.
Yes.
You think he got that a lot growing up? When your name rhymes with smell, you're going to get that all the time.
Why do you think he's such a great pitcher? He had to go out there. He stunk all the time.
Now because he smells.
Yeah, he's not any good. But White Sox and the Twins, middle of the third, 0-0. Let's go, Twins. Get to Lucas Giolito, please. We also have the Cubs who are going for the sweep over the M's
I was
today.
literally about to ask you that. Do the Mariners bounce back after?
No way. They can't hit, man.
Do the Mariners ever win again?
Yes.
Honestly, at a certain point last night, I thought neither the Mariners or Cardinals would ever win another game ever again. And then the Cardinals ended up pulling one out by the miracle of, I don't know, Jesus maybe touched them or something like that. No, Jesus couldn't have because God's an Orioles fan.
The Fatima children came back. Do you know who that is?
That's obscure reference, John.
Well, they're the kids who saw the aliens and stuff, and then they spoke to like somebody and talked about miracles.
Speaking of movies, we were talking about a minute. Aliens, great movie.
Aliens. Is that the one with Sigourney Weaver?
That's right. Not Alien, Aliens. It's the James Cameron. Terminator 2 and Aliens, 2 sequels better than the original. Aliens better than Alien, and Terminator 2 way better than the Terminator. More guns and shooting and killing and action.
That's why I'm taking the Cubs today, because they got better guns. Marcus Stroman has been on fire to start the year. And the Cubs, I think, the Mariners' bats cannot get off. I love this. Logan Gilbert hadn't been pitching very well for Seattle. Dansby Swanson, I do want everybody to know he is not going to play. This is the first game that he's going to miss in over a year. Did you know that?
Is that right?
Yes, and he's taking off today because of a little bit of mental anguish. His wife, who's a professional soccer player, is having surgery. And he's been the face, so he's just a little bit. So he's taking the day off. He's not injured. You will not see Dansby Swanson, but what a start to his Cubs career! Are you kidding me?
He's no Cal Ripken though. He's going to take a day off.
He's no Ron Sandberg.
Have you heard the story about why Cal? There was one game that Cal Ripken almost missed the start of, and he had someone cut the electrical wires to the light so it would be delayed. It's because he went home and his wife found out he was cheating. His wife came home early, found him in bed with another woman, and he was late getting to the game because he was cheating on his wife.
Hey, at least he didn't get his nose broken like me.
That's going to bring it full circle.
You know. And also, again, are we gonna like today we have to back Jack, which is hard to do.
Flaherty?
It's hard to back Jack, isn't it?
Well, up until last year, it wasn't hard to back Jack, but last year I did lose a lot of faith in him. You're right.
I'm just telling you, I don't think I can touch that Cardinals-Rockies game with a 10-foot
170
pole.
favorites? No chance. I can't do it either, John. You ain't going to find me taking them as a favorite. Wouldn't be prudent. Not going to do it.
I will say, though, you know who I love today?
Who, John? Spencer Strider?
I know you, Ryder. Gonna Spencer Strider and go. I do love Spencer Strider. Love Spencer Strider. But, man, Blue Jays are playing the Tigers. The line is almost 300. It's 290.
You might have to parlay that
Minus
with something else.
1.5, however, is T9C Tiny. Kevin Gausman is on the bump for the Blue Jays. The Rogers Center, if you saw it yesterday, is straight up bumping. It's going to be bumping tonight. Blue Jays are hitting the cover off the baseball. I think the Blue Jays put up maybe 10 runs on Rodriguez. I think this is an easy run line. Lay the Blue Jays minus the 1.5. Rogers Center, it will be bumping. Go Canada tonight. We're taking the Blue Jays. We're taking the Raptors.
I would just also like to point out, highest total of the season so far is Cardinals-Rockies at 13 is what it's set at. I feel like out of principle, we just have to take the over there.
You know what? It might be a good play.
Right?
Actually.
Why in the world would they put it at 13 unless that game's going over?
I mean, you got Flaherty and, Urena?
Yeah, Urania.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Don't mess with my Urania. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. For Jay Morgan, I'm John Harden. Y'all get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.